Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, and the new baby on the block is Meridian Port Services, MPS. The show is powered by the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority-GPHA. We are streaming live on our social media handles on Facebook. You can watch us live at Ghana Port and Harbours Authority-GPHA. Ghana Port and Harbours Authority-GPHA. On Facebook, again, you can watch us at Port of Tema. Port of Tema. On YouTube, we are streaming live at Eye on Port Ghana. Eye on Port Ghana. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. If you want to have a grasp of all that's transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab a Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to see all that happened here on the show tonight. Indeed, we shall activate the phone lines at the appropriate time for you to call in and contribute to the discussion, but you can send us your messages ahead on our WhatsApp line, dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0559-019-177. 0559-019-177. We'll be glad to share your messages with the rest of the world. My name is Kennedy Mona. Let's go for a quick break. When we bounce back, we'll continue with the show. Please stay.
Every now and again, Goyle makes good things happen. This time, Goyle has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goyle has that sorted. Goyle, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, streetlights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the flood have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor,
I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance
for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
Mps Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Do you know, effective 9th May 2022, no truck or trailer that has not registered with the port and undergone the port load safety process with a valid RFID tag would be allowed into the port and terminals to carry cargo. To register, pick a form at the monitoring department, Port of Tema, or at the JAP2 Ghana office, or call 059-3866-358 or 059-32-63350 to get started. Registration is renewable yearly, so all trucks already registered are advised to renew now if expired. Register your truck before the 9th of May 2022 to avoid being denied entry at the port gate. Let's all cooperate for a safe and secured environment for our port operations.
All right, so you are welcome back. We will go and take a look at happenings in the port and maritime industry in the course of the week. And in the course of the week, the government, through the finance minister, announced some measures to plug revenue leakages and to revive the economy and bring it back to stability. And indeed, a document was launched, or a project was launched to ensure that the fisheries sector is injected with some element of transparency. Let's take a look at these stories, please.
The Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, has revealed a number of measures government will undertake to shore up its domestic revenue as it seeks to transform the economic fortunes of the nation. In a press briefing last Thursday, the Finance Minister said the enforcement of duty payments at the country's ports is one of such measures.
Government will partner the private sector to also introduce digital systems to monitor quarrying, sand winning, and salt winning to get more revenue from our natural resources, and immediately enforce the no duty, no exit policy at the Mps Terminal at the Tema port to improve revenue collection.
Ken Ofori-Atta also made mention of an infamous fuel bunkering cartel. He says government will also enforce the collection of certain revised or innovative taxes this year.
Roll out a simplified tax filing mobile application for all eligible taxpayers by July 2022. We will impress upon Parliament to fast-track the passage of the e-levy bill, tax exemptions bill, and fees and charges bill. Prioritize the revenue assurance compliance and enforcement program, the RACE program, to plug revenue leakages, especially at the ports, the infamous fuel bunkering cartels, and small-scale mining exporters cabal.
The minister said the measures government has embarked on will address the immediate and short-term challenges confronting the nation. The lack of transparency, accountability, and good governance has been identified as contributing to fisheries management challenges in Ghana and the wider Gulf of Guinea. Prevailing transparency, accountability, and governance gaps risk pushing ocean ecosystems towards total collapse, with devastating consequences for the marine environment and the many millions of people who depend on it for food and income. It is because of this that the Center for Maritime Law and Security has partnered with Bloomberg Philanthropies in its Vibrant Oceans initiative for a project dubbed Enhancing Transparency in the Fisheries Sector. The program was officially launched via a virtual conference meeting with stakeholders on Wednesday, March 23, 2022. The project, expected to last for 2 years, will span 4 countries, namely Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, and Senegal.
There's a lot of times you've heard that these meetings have been had over and over the period with stakeholders in the fisheries sector. Now we want to find out what extra can be done to tie these together so that we know who are the gatekeepers, who are the opinion leaders through which important information should be sent through to get to the main users of the resource. All of this is to drive sustainable fisheries. And so this particular project, enhancing transparency in the fisheries sector of these 4 countries, would go a long way to help tie some of these efforts together.
We are starting from stakeholder engagement, from roundtable discussions to surveys and interviews, where we seek stakeholder opinions on issues of transparency, and then we merge everything together.
Secretary of the Ghana Tuna Association, Rishta Niama Amafio, made some recommendations that will enhance the fisheries sector.
We need to be able to even align resources to the stocks. In some countries, for instance, in Morocco, they do 3 months, 3 months of, 3 months in, 3 months of, but it is properly planned. And it also looked at the upstream activity, so that when I do 3 months fishing, within the next 3 months, there are proper storage facilities, so I'll be able to market my fish and still remain in business.
Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Mavis Hawakumsing, acknowledged the contribution of civil society organizations in supporting the transformation of Ghana's fisheries sector.
The broad-based approach involving these 4 countries, Ghana, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, and Senegal, will serve as important baseline information on recent challenges of coastal nations in addressing fisheries-related concerns. Our government is committed, as always, to lead support to relevant measures to achieve a sustainable fisheries sector.
So those were some happenings in the port and shipping industry in the country locally. We now go and take a look at what's happening on the global stage.
According to international online news portal, the Maritime Executive, Russian warships have joined in the bombardment of the Ukrainian port city of Mariupol, adding naval firepower to a week-long campaign of indiscriminate shelling and bombing. The Azov Brigade, a far-right Ukrainian unit based in Mariupol, reported Sunday that 4 Russian naval vessels had arrived off the coast and were attacking the city. These assets are to the artillery of Russia's 8th Combined Arms Army, which has been shelling Mariupol since the beginning of the invasion on February 24. In a related development, the Maritime Executive reports that Russian forces have removed and relocated 5 bulkers that were berthed at the captured port of Berdyansk in Ukraine. It said a local resident confirmed to US-funded Radio Svoboda that 5 foreign-flagged vessels left the port on March 15, all laden with Ukrainian grain and accompanied by a Russian tugboat. The seaport has now been put to use supporting the Russian invasion. Russian state media recently released footage of Russian Navy tank landing ships using the port of Berdyansk for military cargo, helping resupply the Russian attack on Mariupol. Russia claims that 10 ships are now involved in ferrying arms and ammunition into the port. Dredging operations are underway to free the evergreen marine container ship Ever Forward, stranded in the Chesapeake Bay for more than a week now. The Maryland Port Administration Executive Director William Doyle said state and federal agencies have issued all permits for the work. World Maritime News reports that Donjon Marine and Cashman Dredging will lead the dredging operations. The massive 1,095-foot container ship ran aground off Pasadena in the Chesapeake Bay after leaving the port of Baltimore on March 13 for her journey to Norfolk, Virginia. The officials have not yet determined what caused the Ever Forward to run aground. The port of Zeebrugge, regarded as Belgium's most important LNG hub, has joined CLNG, the multi-sector industry coalition established to demonstrate LNG's benefit as a viable marine fuel. The port of Zeebrugge has pioneered the development of LNG bunkering in Europe with the world's first purpose-built LNG bunkering vessel, the NG Zeebrugge, that commenced operations in June 2017. The partnership is set to highlight the level of collaboration between ports and other key players across the LNG value chain, particularly in the EU. According to CLNG, it is vital to continue to support infrastructure development for LNG and bio-LNG now and ensure this infrastructure is in place for use with renewable synthetic LNG in the future.
Shipping industry on the global stage. It's now time for us to zoom into our discussion tonight proper. And tonight we are talking about the target that has been set by government for the Ghana Revenue Authority. This year, government has taxed the Ghana Revenue Authority to collect some whopping 80.3 billion Ghana cedis. 80.3 billion Ghana cedis. Now, last year, 2021, the target was 50.3 billion. And so it tells you that this year there's an additional 30 billion that the GRA has to collect for government in taxes, in duties, and all that. And so we asked the question tonight, what role will the integrated customs management system, ICUMS, that has been deployed at the port, play in the collection or attainment of this particular target that has been set for the Ghana Revenue Authority? And so tonight we have in our studios Madam Esther Amekuji, who is the Systems Administrator for the Customs Division, Ghana Revenue Authority Tema Collection, in our studios to help us digest this issue, and let's see how ICUMS is going to contribute to the attainment of this particular target. Good evening, Madam, and welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
The first time on this show, right?
Yes, please.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
Many happy returns.
Yes. All right. So let me first of all ask you how the year 2021 went for the Ghana Revenue Authority Customs Division in particular.
Let me say good evening to our cherished listeners and my bosses, Commissioner General, Commissioner, Management team, and then the chairman of ICUMS, technical support.
I hope you not forget your boss in Tema.
Yeah, yeah. My sector commander.
Yes, Mr.
And everybody.
Julius, yeah,
yes,
sure.
please.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say it was good. If I just liken it to a woman going to give birth, with the labor pains and everything, when what is expected is achieved, you forget all the pain, and so once we're able to achieve our target, I would say it was a good year for us.
For GRE.
Yes, please.
All right. So let's see the target for 2021. It was 50.3 billion.
Yes, please.
And we are told you exceeded that target.
Yes, please.
By how much?
Customs.
Yes.
Customs were about 26.8%.
Okay.
Yeah, ours was a little over 15 billion.
Yes.
And then we collected 16 billion plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what was the actual collection you did for 2021?
It was 16.086.
Okay.
16.086.52.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
Customs Division alone.
Customs Division?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you have an idea what the figure looks like for the whole GRE?
The GRE for
2021,
2021, I think it was 50. That's why it got me on the spot. But
yes, I know, right?
yeah. I have the figures.
Yes.
Let me just take a go.
Let's go through them. Let's see.
I will.
All right. So, Madam Esther Amekuji is the Systems Administrator for the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority at the Port of Tema, at the Tema Collection of Customs. And she's bringing us up to speed with the figures for last year, how much they collected, customs you mentioned, and how much the entire GRE raised in terms of the target for the year 2021. We're told that the target for 2021 was 50.3 billion, Ghana cedis, and they were able to raise some 60 billion in all. And so they exceeded that target so much. And 2022, government has taxed them to collect some 80.3 billion. That means that there's an additional 30 billion they have to collect for this year. We'll see whether they'll be able to do that. Yes.
So the target was 50.055 billion, and we collected 57.32 billion.
Right. 57, okay.
The whole GRE.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how far have we come as a country? You are a systems administrator. I wanted to tell us how far we have come in terms of leveraging on digitalization, to do things in a better way in our ports.
I would say we've made steady progress, dating back to the 1990s in terms of the systems that we're using.
Yeah.
First, we had the ICUMS, which is Automated System of Customs Data.
Yes.
And that worked up to the year 2022 when the GCMS, that is Ghana Customs Management Service, came on. And that worked up to 2015 when we introduced again the pre-arrival assessment reporting. PASS, okay. Sometimes I don't want to do abbreviations.
Absolutely,
too much,
no, it's good. Yeah, I know, maybe, but our viewers do not know, so it's good you go the full length.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was in 2015. Yeah. And then 2017, the paperless also came on. And right now, the new kid on the block is ICUMS, the Integrated Customs Management System. And all these improvements to ensure that Ghana becomes a very attractive destination for business, and then for customs to to improve our processes and procedures in line with world standards about trade facilitation.
Yes.
So I would say that we've made steady progress. Yeah.
At what stage did the destination inspection companies come in? Because I realized at some point we had as many as 5 DI companies in the country.
Yeah, that was the year 2000. That was the year 2000. And they were working in collaboration with us.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So now ICUMS, you mentioned this, the latest kid on the block, and we are told it's doing magic in the ports. Tell us about it and how it's helping you.
Okay, so I would say it has to do with the improvements from the various systems that we have used in ICUMS. For instance, when GCNet, GCMS was in operation, we had the GMS that was at the point of examination.
Yes.
You had the EMDA portals where...
If you say GMS, what's that?
Joint Inspection Management Information System.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that was to enable all relevant stakeholders at the point of physical inspection undertake their role. So, and then there were a few others. So you had different platforms that one has to utilize or use in just maybe one clearance. But with ICUMS, it's now seamless.
Right.
So you don't need multiple platforms, or you don't have multiple service providers. Now we have a single service provider. Now, one other thing that we have done too is that the pre-arrival, the pass, is enhanced in ICUMS in that previously you could do process your documents, pass your declaration and everything, but then you had to wait for the cargo to come before you be able to pay your duty and then carry on with it. But currently, you could go through all that, and if you are sure that your documentation and everything is correct, you pay your duty, and then you wait for the arrival of the cargo. So once your cargo arrives, then you carry on with the clearance process. We also have the cargo management process. You know, when cargo is reported, okay, currently in ICUMS, right from even manifest submission to the time it's landed, we have a cargo management process in that whatever happens to any box that is landed is accounted for.
Right.
Even when they are moved to other terminals, we have simple transfer between the terminal operators, and then wherever they are supposed to be delivered for clearance, we have our officers there to ensuring that that cargo has been received at those terminals or freight stations. We also have enhanced payment options. You know, previously, if you had to pay duty, we had only 2 banks operating. The Ghana Commercial Bank, which is now GCB Bank Limited, and then Eco Bank. But currently with ICUMS, we have roped on over 23 commercial banks. So wherever you need to pay duty, you don't need to go looking for GCB or Eco Bank. We have a lot of payment options as well, walk-in as well. Then you have the Momo, *2#. So if I am an importer and you are an agent and you process my document, wherever I am, once I'm registered and I have money on my wallet, I could pay for my duty. Then the big one is the Ghana.gov platform. All you need is to register and all that. Now, aside these ones, we have real-time information dissemination for all parties on board or relevant stakeholders. So at any point in time, you'll be able to track what is happening to any transaction or cargo or whatever, whoever you are. And we also have a data warehouse where all transactions, data on all transaction sets, and then all other agencies that are connected could query data for the analysis and then all that they require to do. We also have, what was I even going to say? It's user-friendly, I should say. And so even as a user,
So it's
we
not a
have
cumbersome process. I mean, it's simple steps, and you are
simple steps.
Okay.
And we have those guidelines on the system. We have videos. We have, so you could do it yourself, more or less, unless, of course. And then we have continuous education
right.
to build capacity of users, both internal and external. I mean, somewhere last year, this year we have not started, but we'll be starting soon. Last year we had to go, nationwide, everywhere. And for those training engagements, you engage officers, you engage freight forwarders, you engage any
stakeholders, yeah.
relevant stakeholders, including government institutions and all that. Currently, ICUMS, unlike previous systems that we have, is linked or connected to 37, I think, state institutions.
Yes, okay.
And then we have other partner systems like MPA, MPS, GSB, and all those. So I would say that with this, it makes clearance a bit...
a lot more easier.
Yes.
What's the clearance time average for now? With ICUMS?
With ICUMS, I would say that normally I say 0, and somebody asks, what is 0? 0 to 72 hours, all things being equal. I've had, I have evidence, I don't have the data here,
Yes.
but later we could check
Yes.
that somebody has been able to take their goods, document processing to taking their goods in 6 hours.
Yes.
But all things being equal, within 72 hours, you should be able to, or less, be able to clear your consignments.
No, we've had some of the freight forwarders come here and attest to the fact that they are even able to clear within 4 hours.
Hallelujah.
Yes. so you are right if you say 6
Okay.
hours, and so from 0 to 72 hours.
That's it.
Okay,
All
and
things
that is
being
quite far, a lot more of an improvement over the past.
Very, yeah.
Right.
Very.
All right. So we know there's going to be phase 2 of ICUMS.
Yes.
Yes. Can you bring us up to speed with this?
Okay.
And perhaps if you have some of the models that you'll be running under the phase 2.
Okay, so we have about 17.
17 modules.
Yeah.
For phase 2.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Some are ready, they are being tested. Others are at various percentages of completion.
Okay.
So you have the authorized economic operator module.
Okay.
That is more or less what we refer to as a gold card.
Right.
You apply, there are certain requirements that customs expects from you. Once you meet them,
From you as an importer.
it could be for importers or exporters or other economic operators who are not like the terminal operators,
right.
logistics and all that.
Okay.
So once it's approved, then the benefit you get is that you're giving some privileges. And normally for you to be made an economic operator, would have to check your level of compliance against other things, financial solvency, then security of you yourself, your operations, and then the goods and things involved. Normally, for people who certify as authorized economic operators, they should be involved in customs-related activities. Yeah, so that's it. Then we have the Advanced Passenger Information System. I don't know how long you traveled and came back. You know, at the airport, once you are getting to the baggage hall, you get our colleagues from NACOB wanting to take your passport. And then sometimes, like, people are infuriated by some don't even mind them. So with this model, it's advanced. If there's any intelligence, if there's anything, there's like real-time monitoring. So if you need something on a passenger or whatever, right when you touch down, those things are being monitored. So it won't be like anybody following you. Yeah, it's a beautiful
so there's
system.
the element of reduction in time spent at the airport once you arrive. Okay.
Then we have post-clearance audit. Post-clearance, as the name implies, will be when we allow you to take your goods, and then when you are done, we come after you.
Yes.
To check, not really, when I say come after you, as if not in the negative sense, but to really come and check your compliance, and because all goes into your risk selectivity. Then we have...
And I know with the post-audit clearance, sometimes you can even do it 6 years after. Is that right?
Yeah, it's 7 years. The
7
law
years.
gives 7 years. So once you transact for the next 7 years, we can come...
And do the post-clearance audit.
Okay. Anything.
Right. Okay.
Then we have the e-wallet.
E-wallet, okay.
Yeah, the e-wallet is supposed to be an electronic deposit in the system. And it's supposed to manage refunds currently as we have, because if you pay duty and it has to be refunded to you, I mean, for whatever reason, with the e-wallet, instead of coming for a refund, you still have that option.
Right.
You could still tell customs to credit that money to your electronic account.
Okay.
Then you could use that to pay for subsequent transactions,
Right.
duty payments. Then we have the investigations, intelligence, and surveillance. All these activities are already being done, but now, like you asked from the beginning, we are using digitization to make such processes, streamline them and make it easier to follow. Then we also have the transit data sharing with neighboring countries. That one is already done. Currently, there are tests ongoing with Togo. Some of our staff and other people were there somewhere last week.
Okay.
Then we have the customs lab module.
Customs lab.
Yeah, that one is ready and it's been deployed. It's being used.
What is it about?
The customs
Lab, yeah.
the module is just for them to conduct their business online.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like most of the analysis and things. So for instance, I'm in Tema. I'm examining something for you. There are lab officers there. Previously, you have to carry it with a form to go to our headquarters and all that. But with this one, we can just send the information online. As we have lab officers here as well, but you send the information online and all that, then the item or commodity can then follow up whilst they do. So it's just to help them conduct their processes and procedures.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have the performance management model. The performance management model is just to measure how we users conduct our business in the system, both internal and then external. If there's any delay, I should be able to go into the system and be able to determine where that delay is coming from. So then we have the state warehouse management. You know, the state warehouse is a government warehouse.
Yes.
Where when goods are not cleared in time, or they are abandoned, or they are detained or seized, we send them there and all that. So this model has been designed to help manage how cargo that goes to that section is dealt with.
Okay.
Then we have the e-auction.
E-auction, yes.
Yeah. Auction model has also been, it's coming, almost done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you started using or piloting it?
Sorry?
Have you started using or
not
piloting
yet.
it? Okay.
Not yet. Normally, when they are fully done, testing goes on first before we pilot.
Okay.
So this e-auction would manage how auction of such goods that, you know, for what I said, abandoned, seized, or whatever, it is a prerogative of government to deal with this the way it deems fit.
Yes.
So this model will help us deal with that. So with this, you are now going to have auction
Online.
where you can go and bid, see who is bidding and who
Yes.
is not bidding, and once it's taken, you know, it's quite interesting.
All right, there's this international version, that's Copart, where people sit here and buy cars outside. So I think it's a local version of that.
But this one, local version, but
Yes.
this will only be for goods that is in customs domain,
Yes.
that owners have abandoned,
Yes.
it has been seized,
Yes.
forfeited, and all that.
Gazetted and
That's
ready
yeah,
to
definitely
go.
they will be gazetted.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very interesting process.
I've always teased the e-auction because I say, how can I buy a car online? I haven't seen the car, and then maybe I'll go and pick the car, and then I have to put it on a truck and push the garage to the mechanic shop.
This one will come with pictures and all that.
Exactly. That was what I was told.
Yeah.
Yes. So you'll be able to see the kind of car
Of
you are
course.
buying. All right.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have the downstream petroleum product stock management. You know.
Downstream petroleum stock management.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we have the blue book has to do with you know, when vessels call at our ports.
Is that a separate model from the downstream petroleum thing? The blue book you are talking about?
It's different. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mentioned about 17.
Okay. Blue book. What is it about?
So it's like when a vessel calls at our port, the port health, customs, immigration, and all that But for customs, it's just to get details of the vessel, what it is carrying, the last port of call, after this, what it is discharging, what is in transit, after here, where is it going and all that. It's like you get some information about the vessel. But we had this book that we're doing all these things manually.
Right.
So like what is in their stores, normally we'll go and log the stores and then give them some allowance.
Yeah.
So you seal it when they're about going, then you go and then break the seal because now you're going. The issue is that whatever they have in there, duty has not been paid on it.
Right.
So for you to consume, duty should be paid on. So when you give them the allowance, you lock it as it were and all that. So this blue book, until this module will be deployed, is such that we can do all these entries and whatever, paper.
Yeah.
So once it's done like this, you just enter everything and then
you're good to go.
yeah.
Okay.
So for now, that's the phase 2 deliverables that we're expecting. And remember, I said that some are done, others are at some percentages, but we hope that we're looking at sometime in the year. I don't have the dates yet, but they will be deployed.
Okay, some of these that you have mentioned.
In fact, some are already,
Some
that's
are-
phase 2.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said some are already being piloted.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm eager to see when the
The
e-auction
e-auction will come soon, don't worry. E-auction is coming soon.
All right, so we just wanted to find out from you how these new models would help the ordinary trader. I know there will be that element of convenience. I know there will be that element of, what do we call it? In terms of proximity, the fellow can sit anywhere because this is digitalization we're talking about. The fellow, just at a click of a button, the fellow is able to do business and do all that. But how would the ordinary trader benefit from these models that you have rolled out?
So normally for the
intending to implement
for the ordinary trader, you have customs house agents intervening between them. Yeah.
Yes.
So for instance, if you pick e-wallet, assuming that duty has to be refunded to me, and there's that e-wallet, whatever that I have to take, I could tell customs to credit my electronic account with it for subsequent payment of duty.
Yes.
If you take the AEO, for instance, if you are an authorized economic operator and you have been so certified, you enjoy certain benefits. So it's like when your cargo arrives at the port, it's not supposed to be examined. Even when it has been selected for examination, you have preference over an ordinary trader. If you look at the performance management and all that, for instance, you'll be able to, if there are complaints, we could pinpoint where maybe somebody's action or inaction did not help us, satisfy or meet the expectations of a client. And just like the others that we have deployed in phase 1, that people are happy with. I'm sure that when all these ones have been done, you would also have the same.
All right. So in terms of cost and time of clearance of goods at the port, with ICUMS, I believe you would want to say we have seen a lot of improvement.
Exactly so. Exactly so. Because, for instance, there's enhanced pre-arrival.
Yes.
Okay. When it was passed, you process your declaration and then wait for the cargo to come. But now, if you are sure of the information you have supplied to customs, you can go ahead and pay and wait. So as soon as your cargo lands and it's been delivered, that is put where you are supposed to go and clear it, you just follow through.
Right.
You understand? And so it's like, why do I keep saying it's like? But that is a fact. It's not
that's
like
the actual thing, yes.
Yeah, that's the actual thing. That's the actual thing. So the enhance, the fact that the system is seamless, is user-friendly. There's ongoing capacity building and all that. Currently, importers can pay at their convenience. And all that has saved the cost and time of doing business, because that is the essence. And then you will say you'll be facilitating trade. For the canons of taxation, equity, convenience, and the others and all that. So I think that it has.
All right, so let's come to the press briefing by the Honorable Finance Minister some 2 days ago, where he made mention of the no duty, no exit policy. And this is going to be starting from the 1st of April, I guess. And he intimated that this is to plug revenue loopholes, and I think it's part of measures to shore up government revenue. Let me find out from you, how is this policy going to be implemented? Because you are in the port of Tema.
So currently, if somebody imports consignments and they are entered for home consumption, that they are going to be used here, they pay duty.
Yes.
If the person still imports and they are supposed to be in transit, we take guarantees for it. If the person imports and is not ready to pay for the duty before the goods are cleared, so let's say they want to warehouse it, we still take guarantees for those ones. You understand?
That's what pertains currently?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for what the Honorable Minister said, I think we'll have to wait till we have clarity.
Right.
You understand? Because by all means, we'll get more clarity as to what to do and what not to do. So maybe for now, that's what I can say.
No, we have some importers and exporters complaining already that this directive is going to kind of like worry them a lot. And we have somebody like the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association, Samson Asaki, coming out, you know, to actually condemn this particular directive by government through the Finance Minister. Do you agree that it's going to worry the trading public, or you don't want to put your neck on this and say perhaps you are...
Maybe exactly so, but what I'll say is that whatever policy that government brings out, they have the populace at heart.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, maybe now that is what it looks like. But definitely, I don't think the government will want to inconvenience anybody. So I'm sure once we get the modalities, we get the clarity and all that, we'll get to know.
All right. My producers are working the lines, and as on one day are able to get Samson Asaki, who is the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association, will bring him online and find out from them what their stance on this particular directive by government through the Finance Minister is. But let me come to you once again, Madam Amekuji Esther,
yes,
and
please.
Find out the level, how exemptions has affected our revenues as a country.
Okay, so what I would say is that currently in ICUMS, previously it was not like that. Once you are granted the exemption, because the two systems were running alongside, okay, you were not able to manage it well. But currently with ICUMS, once you are granted exemption,
yes,
we register your TIN with that exemption before you can pass a declaration. So if that thing is not registered with the exemption that you are giving, there's no way you can pass your declaration. So I would say that we are managing it better now. And then one other thing that we have to know is that, you know, the ministry or regulatory body that gives the exemption, we work hand in hand. So probably your exemption, I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
Your exemption is for Samsung A51. Then at the point of examination, we see that it's Samsung S3. Although it is Samsung, your exemption does not cover that one.
Right.
So for such instances, it goes back to the issuing ministry. If really it's to give you an exemption for that, and then they review it. Other than that, you pay the duty on it.
Right.
So currently, the way we are managing it, that's how we're managing it in ICUMS. If you want figures, I don't think I'll be able to give you figures now, but this is what I can say for now.
All right, from the 1st of this month, that's March 2022, you began the implementation of the revised or reviewed benchmark discount policy. How far have you come? How has it been so far?
Well, I'll say so far it's been so good. And it's because there have been a wider stakeholder engagement. In terms of how it's going to affect revenue,
yes,
March is not ended yet. So let's wait for March to end and then we see how. But definitely, if I'm paying 50% of 1 cedi, which is 50 pesos, and now I'm supposed to pay 30%, which is 70 pesos, all things being equal, I hope that revenues should at least improve. But then the other external factors will have to. That's why I said all things being equal. So let's wait till we get the bridge.
No, but you sit behind your monitor every day and you see what happens. You see the transactions that take place and all that. Do you have a fair idea as to whether indeed, yes, we're making something substantial out of this policy, the review?
It will be too premature for me to say because we have just started, just a month.
Yes.
So give us some time. Whatever it is, since you are here, you will still have to. You get the information.
I hear you. All right, so this is Ion Port here on Metropolitan Television, and tonight we're discussing the attainment of the 80.3 billion Ghana cedi target for the Ghana Revenue Authority and how the ICUMS, Integrated Customs Management System, can help attain or achieve this particular target for the Ghana Revenue Authority. Indeed, I'm told that we have Mr. Samson Asaki Awingobit on the line. He is the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, and he has come out with a video that has gone viral on social media, having some reservations about the press conference that the Minister of Finance had some 2 days ago, during which he announced that the no duty, no exit policy will be implemented at the ports. Let's talk to him and find out what their stance on this particular subject is. Good evening, Mr. Asaki.
Good evening. Your listeners.
Great, good to hear from you. Now, we saw the video that you made and circulated widely. It's gone viral on social media. Tell us, what's the stance of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana with respect to the directive by the Finance Minister, that's the no duty, no exit policy?
Well, thank you very much. I strongly believe that the Finance Minister economic policy statement that he did some few days ago has made such a pronouncement in the way and manner the government intends to manage the economy of this country going forward and make policy changes. And so in my two briefing of the press, the Finance Minister made mention of no exit. He touches something concerning the port operations in terms of revenue mobilization, which is key to government development and government policy. And I have no qualms about that. What we have a problem is about no exit, no duty, no exit pronouncement that he made, which I think that technically, and someone who has been with the port operations for some time now, knowing that there's going to be some certain challenges if the government goes ahead to implement such a policy. And so we cannot wait, as a responsible organization like Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, we cannot wait for the minister implementation to take place before we start to raise red flags. I strongly believe that he has made a pronouncement, and it is left to act as responsible organizations to also draw government and the finance minister that they are going to have certain challenges and certain difficulties going forward implementing this policy. Not that we are going to prevent people from not paying the duty. I mean, we will be the first person to advocate that every importer should pay duty, which importer has been paid their duty. But however, in the operations of the port, you cannot allow dangerous cargo. Tell me, you are with Ion Port and so far as maritime issues concerned. Dangerous cargo, even within the ship, if the ship is coming sailing to Ghana from the well and carrying goods, and it happens to have dangerous cargo amount, what do we see? Even within the ship, it's been designed. There's a space but dedicated within the ship just to keep safe of dangerous cargo. The nature of dangerous cargo itself is because of it can explode, and we also what happened. I'm not remembering the some of the Apetis people community the last time what happened. And we all know that in keeping dangerous cargo within the port.
Hello, Mr. Asaki. Well, I think his line has gone bad. That was Mr. Samson Asaki Awingobit, who is the Executive Secretary of the. Okay, I understand he's back. Yes, Samson. Yes, please.
Yeah. So I'm trying to say that looking at the amount of money that MP pump in building Terminal 3, we cannot allow to exit to allow one day.
The line is beginning to get cranky once again. Samson, can you hear me? All right, I think that my producers would try and then get him on a better line, and then we can hear what he's saying clearly. He's making some points, and he has come out with. Yes, he's back online.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
can you hear
sure.
me?
Yes, I can. I can. Yes.
Yes, good. So what I'm trying to say that is why the Port Authority put up a dedicated dangerous cargo terminal in the port. That is the TBT to handle only purely dangerous cargo. So as soon as the vessel arrive and they discharge the containers, straight away it's been. That is why customs also have what we call get in, get out. So any container that leaves the port, they know where it's going, and that's why customs also have preventive service. National security are there, BNIs are there, customs themselves are there. The MPS and GPHA are there. Nobody can take this dangerous cargo and run away and boat away with it without paying duty. So it must go. We cannot allow the port to continue keeping dangerous cargo in the port. Two, the GPHA has three dedicated terminals. One, the transit cargo terminal. You cannot bring cargo to MPS, which are supposed to go to transit, and you allow them to stay in port for their trucks to go there and load the transit cargo. So these cargoes will have to go to transit yard, which GPHA has a dedicated transit yard. Then the reefer container was built purposely by the GPHA management to professionally handle all reefer cargo, which is those who import frozen food, frozen meat, chicken, and other things. We cannot allow to stay at MPS.
Hello, Samson. Can you position yourself a bit more? I think that we are going back to our cranky lines once again. And if you can hear me, if you can position yourself properly, you're making very cogent and valid arguments there. Yes.
Can you hear me as well?
Yes.
The gun here of Samson Azaka has the car goods. Another person has goods. Kennedy Mona has goods. But your goods alone cannot load one container. So you and I, we do what we call group page. All of us, our goods are being kept into one container. So when they get to Ghana, you, myself, and the third person, we must be ready to pay for full duty before we can take the container. If the two people are not ready and I'm ready to pay for my duty, that's why that container are supposed to go to the GPHA Golden Jubilee. Quite apart from that, those who import spare parts, you cannot clear spare parts because of the oil nature of it. In our port, we cannot allow oil to be spilling all over the port. So spare parts importers, all those containers, go to the GPHA Golden Jubilee. Again, those who bring in cars, it could be 2 to 3 people having 4 cars in one container. If it arrives in Ghana and I'm not ready and you are ready, one can go and do amendment of the BOE and clear. So customs will open the container, you pay the duty on your one car, then they will seal back, and all of them, National Security, BNI, Customs, they take note in the port authorities. And so with this policy that I'm talking about, I strongly believe that if all these cargo are to go to Golden Jubilee, all these cargo are to go to transit cargo, all these cargo are to go to TBT, all these cargo are to go to the river container, then the minister, no duty, no exit policy comes to play. Then what happened to the employees of those organizations? What happened to the GPHA staff at the Golden Jubilee? What will happen to the GPHA staff at the river container, the transit cargo, and the TBT? So what we are saying is the minister should be briefed properly. If they brief him, if the technical people advise him and he still refuses, I strongly believe that would we, because I see no reason why an importer will pay his duty at MPS, and if it's a river container, be it a car, be it a spare part, be it a renewal, then still let my container go to Golden Jubilee, let my container go to river container, or let my container go to TBT and stay for days for me to come there and pay the mortgages and rent before you can take your cargo to your warehouse or to your store. I strongly believe that will not work. No importer will pay this. So if that is going to happen, the MPS structure, there's going to be chaotic. There's going to be overcrowded. Already we know the challenges in clearing in this country. And more so, when MPS was set up, we did not give MPS the policy that they can do intrusive examination or clearing of cargo over there. I'm sure you are aware about that.
Yeah.
All what they can do at MPS is get to site. But to do intrusive examination, as I talk about spare parts, be it spare parts, be it be it cars, second-hand cars that are breakdown, that have no tires, hanging and stuff. All these cargoes are supposed to go to the Golden Jubilee terminal. And so we cannot. And of course, you know that even if the cars container get to the Golden Jubilee, as soon as they open those containers, those cars would then be transferred to the safe-borne car park. That is where you go there to clear your cars. So all these terminals, what is government intend to do? Are you going to render people jobless? Are you going already? Government, I'm not sure with this policy restrictions, with this policy amendment, economic policy, government will give the opportunity to employ more. Of course, you are trying to cut down costs. And so these Ghanaians who have already worked in these various institutions, various organizations, do you want to close it down and give those employees to go home and do what? We strongly believe that. Quite apart from we are looking at the crowd of the port, quite apart from that, we are looking at the dangerous cargo cannot stay within our port. We are also looking at to keep safe in those communities, and nobody will be allowed to steal these containers. I strongly believe that the finance ministers will have confidence on the national security in our port. The finance ministers will have confidence in the preventive, the customs department called preventive at our port, because the last person to leave a consignment to leave the port is the customs preventive. The last person to leave the consignment to leave the port are the national securities. And the national security, as we speak now, are loyal to government. And if government wants to sort out revenue for development, why would the national security see a container that has not paid duty and will exit? I don't think that will happen. So for me, I just want the finance minister to rethink again. I'm sure this policy wasn't thought through. Or probably he didn't seek advice from the technical expert from the customs division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, and that is why he did that. And of course, if he has done that consultation with the port authorities, I'm quite sure they will have advised him that look, per our policy, you cannot keep dangerous cargo in the port. And so with this no duty, no exit, how are you going to treat the dangerous cargo? With the policy, per the contract with the MPS, there are certain cargo that are not supposed to be kept at MPS. They are supposed to go to Golden Jubilee, they are supposed to go to the Safe Bond, they are supposed to go to reefer containers, and they are supposed to go to transit cargo. Now with this policy, everybody is confused, everybody is mute, and I strongly believe that we have to come as a responsible organization to draw government attention that policy cannot work. All what we can do is to whip the customs officers, to whip our national security, to whip the DNI and the security agency, and to show that all these containers need at MPS. Every container that leaves the MPS jurisdiction has a special way of tracking it. It is specific in ICUMS, and you can know every 1,000 years to come, you know how many containers leave in a day, how many containers leave per hour, where those containers goes, who are those consignees and consignment owners, and you can trace them. So for me, I strongly believe that this policy would not be healthy for Ghana, would not be good for the people of the world at the GPHA there, and would not also help us as a country, because if you do not come out, raise this red flag, and we waited until when one day there will be explosions at the port, and it's because of dangerous cargo are being kept in the port. I am strong with that. And of course, International Maritime Organization, I will not even allow that. Of course, the local chapter in Ghana is the Ghana Maritime Authority. I'm not quite sure if they have technical advice from the Ghana Maritime Authority. They would have told them that, look, dangerous cargo cannot be kept in the port, and there are certain cargo too cannot be kept at the port. They have to leave the port to, and I would call it outside port dock.
Yes.
Outside.
Mr. Saki, you've made your point. You've advanced very cogent arguments, and your point is that probably the minister is ill-briefed. And I just want to find out from you, as a man that leads importers and exporters in this country, whether you are planning to perhaps arrange a meeting with the minister and all the people involved so that you can put these arguments before them and argue the fact that this policy is ill-informed and will not help the trading community in the country.
Well, this was just first on Thursday that this press conference came and this public pronouncement was made. I'm sure within the week, Monday, Tuesday going, we will knock the doors of Ghana Port and Harbour Authority to find out whether the minister have said this, what is their position, to knock the doors of the transport minister to find out you are the ministers in that sector. These are the reasons we are raising. What are their thoughts on what are they thinking? Whether it was brought to cabinet level and whether were they able to call even Cedis Authority or Ghana Maritime Authority to even come and advise whether what would be the repercussions, what would be the consequences if we are to say no exit policy, and what are other cargo, what would be the dangerous nature to the country. And of course, custom. We will also knock the doors of the custom to find out from them whether when their boss was making this pronouncement, how did they feel it? As technical people, today are now accepting that we can allow dangerous cargo and other cargo to stay within MPS, and to also find out from Ghana Port and Harbour Authority, are they now giving MPS is to hold only containers, or they are now giving the authorities to take intrusive examination of cargo and pay duty and then release cargoes directly from MPS to go? I strongly believe that everyone has a role to play, and that makes it the maritime domain. In the maritime sector, work is not done by only one person, and we all know about it.
Right.
And so for me, I am asking, what will be the fate of these employees who are working in these orthodox terminals? At the end of the day, if this policy should go ahead to be implemented, what happens? Is the government ready to say, okay, I'm laying them off? Is the government ready to say, I have money to pay all these people to go home? I strongly believe that no. I'm not even getting money to pay them. But the most important thing is that there are dedicated terminals which are preferably to keep certain cargo and keep certain cargo with temperature. And so if you are going to have no duty, no exit, then at the end of the day, we will not have quality way of keeping this cargo at certain temperature. And that's why we are raising these issues now.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Samson Asanki. Awingobede is the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, and they have some reservations about that directive that was mentioned by the Finance Minister a couple of days ago during his press conference, and that was the no duty, no exit policy. He says it's a no-go area, and this should not happen. And so we are looking forward to the days ahead and to see what will happen in terms of attempts to roll out this particular policy. But on the lighter side, he mentioned that the fact that there will be an explosion in the port, our fire and safety department at GPHA are very up to their game, and so there will be no explosion in our ports. All right, so this is our report here on Metropolitan Television, Metro TV, and we are discussing the attainment of the 80.3 billion Ghana City target set for the Ghana Revenue Authority by government for the year 2022. With me in the studios is Madam Esther Mekuchi, System Administrator, Customs Division, GRA, Tema Collection. We're going for a quick break. When we bounce back, we continue the show. Please stay with us.
Every now and again, GOIL makes good things happen. This time, GOIL has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with GOIL Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. GOIL has that sorted. GOIL, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, streetlights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. My goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance. Oh, Ajima, tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
Mps Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Do you know, effective 9th May 2022, no truck or trailer that has not registered with the port and undergone the port load safety process with a valid RFID tag would be allowed into the port and terminals to carry cargo. To register, pick a form at the monitoring department, Port of Tema, or at the JAP2 Ghana office, or call 059-3866-358 or 059-32-63350 to get started. Registration is renewable yearly, so all trucks already registered are advised to renew now if expired. Register your truck before the 9th of May 2022 to avoid being denied entry at the port gates. Let's all cooperate for a safe and secured environment for our port operations.
All right, so you are welcome back. Pretty shortly, we shall be going into the inbox to come your way with the messages that have been sent ahead of the show. And we would also like to bring you this notice from the Ghana Revenue Authority. But before then, let me announce that the phone lines have been activated, and so you can call in to contribute to the discussion. The number to dial is 020-552-8353, 020-552-8353. You can call in and then contribute to the discussion. Now, compilation of register of professionals in good standing. The Ghana Revenue Authority wishes to inform the general public, especially professionals, that the authority is in the process of updating its register of professionals who practice in the country and are in good standing with regards to their tax obligations. The register will have details of professionals such as lawyers, doctors, health professionals, engineers, contractors, etc., who have registered to pay tax, have filed all tax returns, made payments, and fulfilled all other tax obligations. The compiled register will be published extensively in the print media, on the GRA website, and social media platforms from the 1st of June 2022. In this vein, the authority requests all professionals who are not in good standing to contact the GRA through the following means and the nearest GRA office: info@gra.gov.gh, info@gra.gov.gh, or you can send a message to the WhatsApp line, dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0552 990 000, 0552 990 000, and 0553 280 229, 0553 280 229 to regularize your tax affairs before the 1st of June 2022 deadline. GRA reminds all professionals practicing in Ghana that failure to register with the authority and to honor one's tax obligation is an offense punishable by law. This one is by the Commissioner General, and their website www.gra.gov.gh. Hashtag our taxes, our future. All right, so let's go into the inbox and come up with some messages now. This one says, although ICUMS has made clearance easier, there are certain areas that need to be improved. I had an experience of having to wait for more than 2 weeks for my re-export declaration to be assessed. I think the transactions that move straight to risk, selectivity, ex-warehousing, re-export, etc. must be looked at critically. This one's from Kelvin in Tema. Madam, do you agree with Kelvin? You want me to take the message again?
No, I heard it.
Yes.
I heard it.
All
So
right.
we thank him for the feedback. We'll look at that.
But are you aware of the existence of these problems that he has stated?
We do get a few complaints like that, but normally it's on a case-by-case investigation. Once he said this one, we would take it up and then make sure that we satisfy him. Yeah.
All right. Please do. His name is Kelvin. He's sending the message in from Tema.
Okay.
This one says, good and careful responses from Mrs. Esther Mekuji, who is on top of her job. I am proud to have trained her along her progression. I pray that with the improved measures, the target will be achieved. This one's from Peter Alu, retired customs officer. You know him?
Yes.
Okay, so I think he's watching. Yeah.
He's my ex-boss.
Oh, your ex-boss.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
on
okay.
retirement now. Thank you, sir.
He's proud of you.
Okay.
He's proud of you. So this one says, good evening, Iron Port. Truth of the matter is that major indirect taxpayers, that's traders and importers, who are paramount in meeting and even exceeding the revenue target, are hit with unpleasant trade slaps this year. That is reversal of benchmark discount policy and cedi depreciation. Now, ICUMS has a challenging role to play to meet this year's revenue target, and as such, it will be prudent for the owners of the system to holistically work dynamically and strategically and to open to transformation, to reduce the time of clearance, to motivate importers to increase the volume of export. This one's from forwarder Frimpong Romeo. What response would you give to him?
Romeo, we've heard you. We would continue to improve to make sure that your issue is addressed. Thank you. I know Romeo.
Right.
They always give us feedback to put us on our toes. So we appreciate that.
All right. So we talk about loopholes all the time in terms of revenue and all that. And we know one of the tools that was deployed to cure this particular anomaly is the ICUMS. To what extent would you say this has been able to you have been able to achieve this?
So, for instance, I wouldn't say 100%, but we keep unearthing some of these issues because remember I said that as part of it helping, we block loopholes.
Yes.
So as we discover, then we make sure that we block what is available to us or whatever we chance upon. Recently, you know, for this, what customs would term suspense regimes. Suspense in terms of, at the time they are being cleared, duty has not been paid on. So the transit, the warehousing and all that, we track them. So I think 1st February, one of such transactions, that was on transit to Paga.
Yes.
On Paga. And so the tracking device was affixed. At the point, it was diverted. And so we had intelligence. Our people moved in. They tracked and then realized that instead of, when it got to Tamale, I think there's a place called Tamale Fuo or something.
Fuo, yes.
Yes, that was where they had gone to park, and they had other things in it. So quickly, our preventive section at Tamale was informed, and then they came in and were handed over to the in charge transit.
Yes.
And so for the necessary remedy to be taken, punitive measures or whatever. So it's still ongoing, you know. Just as you would say that your system is this, there are others who are sitting down to, as it were, look at ways where they can, circumvent things or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're doing well to make sure that some of these things, especially cargo, movement and all that, we are able to track. If a document process, you know, customs controls are in 3 levels.
Yes.
So documentary, the pre-clearance is at the documentary processing level.
Okay.
If you are able to go through, because maybe you give what nobody can readily tell that these documents are not, but once you are able to, we stop you right there. If it goes to the next stage, which is the clearance stage, our officers on the field are also able to detect. If you are able to go through post-clearance, we come after you.
Right.
There have been instances where people have doctored documents and things like that. But then you realize that within this 3 level of controls, at least one is able to unearth misdescriptions and all that. So we come in, and for those ones, once duty is assessed, you pay with penalties.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Okay. So let's take a look at the realization or attainment of this revenue target you have for 2022. What role would customs officials themselves play besides what ICUMS is doing?
Yeah.
What role do they have to play to help you realize this?
It's just to ensure that we undertake these controls at wherever we find ourselves, because we're still building capacity, And so officers are doing over and above what they are supposed to do because we know that what is ahead of us is Tema, for instance, is like the revenue has been broken down to the unit level, where each officer knows that this is what my unit is expected. And so then you have to work extra hard to make sure that we rake in the needed revenue amidst whatever. So we're doing our best.
If you said they are doing all that they can, how many hours do you do now?
How many hours?
Yes.
Some sections work 24 hours.
Wow.
Others do 8 to 5 normal. Sometimes even the 8 to 5, some go beyond the 8 to 5. Then you have some that work at weekends and all that. So
yeah, I know one of the motivations. It's on the lighter side though. One of the motivations for you to work hard to realize your targets and perhaps sometimes exceed is the yearly bonus that comes with it. Is that right?
Of course. Why not? Of course.
Right. Okay, so I know you have been with the system for quite some time now, and I know that you would have identified some challenges within the system. Would you like to share them with us and how you are trying to mitigate them?
One key thing is user familiarity. You know, being able to navigate and do what you're supposed to do would depend on how comfortable or familiar you are with the roles that you're supposed to perform. So in terms of that is why we're doing the continuous training. Sometimes you have system disruptions. Those could be described as force majeure.
Yeah, okay.
You also have documentation, falsification, and all that. And so we open our eyes wide to make sure that we are able to detect all this, falsification of trade documents. Then you have Exemption Administration. That one I've spoken about it. But once you are not registered, you cannot. So occasionally you have people coming to say, I have exemption this, I'm trying to pass my declaration, this is the error I have. And then you tell them this is what you're supposed to do. And then sometimes even the exemptions that you have been giving, assuming that you did not give the right information, when you get to us on the field, we have to marry what you have presented and so have been given that exemption with what we find on the field. So it's about looking out for some of these things and then trying to address them. But essentially it's about, sometimes when change is coming, okay, how we adapt to change is also another thing.
Absolutely.
And so because of that, you realize that you would have had training, but then people are still not too conversant. And normally when they get into the system and they are not too good at what they are supposed to do, then that would lead to delays and errors and all that. So you keep having this back and forth.
Yes.
So we try to address all those things. We have customer care units. We have front decks. We even have our technical support team on the field helping.
Right.
Sometimes there are personal lines, and because not everybody who is able to maybe get to a designated place. But we have our phone lines, and even as I sit here, sometimes people who have your phone lines can send you WhatsApp messages and then all that. So we are trying to make sure that users are comfortable, they are at ease, they are knowledgeable and all that. And sometimes too, when they have suggestions, we take them.
All right. So you mentioned the issue of falsification of trade documents and all that, tampering with documents and all that. And do we have, how rampant, number one, how rampant is this particular phenomenon?
Maybe now I would say is reduced. And the fact that you do it and we are able to get you makes it even more interesting. So occasionally that's happened.
Occasionally. And there's this element of under-invoicing that people complain of every now and then.
So when you come to customs valuation, it's about reasonability. So where the thing is coming from, we have checks in the system, we have checks that officers do undertake, price verification and all that. So when we go through all that and realize that you have your value declared to us is not what we expect, of course, we vary it. We let you know that this is what we have done. If you agree, fine. If you don't, then you have to give us further and better particulars. Yeah. But once we realize that it's been doctored or falsified or whatever, we have our investigations unit. We forward it to them for them to follow up, or there's intelligence and all that. So you don't get it smooth. These are some of them that are likely to delay your clearance.
What are some of the sanctions that you mete out to intransigent traders and perhaps stakeholders who try to, like you mentioned earlier in one of your submissions, who try to circumvent the system?
Okay, so sometimes we block you. Sometimes you have to pay penalties. Sometimes we block, you pay penalty. Yeah. Sometimes if it's of a criminal nature, you end up with the
prosecution.
Yeah, the other agencies and all that.
Yeah. So when you say you block the person, what does that mean?
So we disable you from using the system. We disable you first. So it means that you cannot use the system. Yeah, but of course, it's not like an ad hoc kind of thing. We do our investigations and all that to confirm your culpability before we do that. So it means that you will not be able to use the system to transact any business with customs. Yeah.
And how rampant is this?
Now I would say.
And can you give us some figures on how many people have been prosecuted for such offences?
In fact, this one, since I'm not directly in charge of some of this, normally when you have such things, personally, I cannot say of maybe blocking, yes, but prosecution, maybe you have to get in touch with our units that deal with these things. But there's only one case that, it's not even ended at prosecution yet, but it's still under investigations. Yep.
All right. So finally, let me take your thoughts on the issue of system downtimes. Sometimes a lot of the importers, stakeholders who use the system complain that it's down, issues of internet and all that. How are you able to resolve these issues and get the system back?
Normally, once it gets to our notice and it's within our means, when you say it's within our means, then we quickly look at what the fault is and then we solve it. But where it's like something beyond us, maybe something coming from the service provider, like, some time back, said there was some cable under sea or something to MTN. For those ones, which you describe as a force majeure, then you have to wait till. But other than that, whatever is within our means, we just deal with it. Sometimes we give notices for maybe some reviews that we are doing or updates and things like that. So I would say it's not been bad. Yeah.
All right. So would you give us assurance that the 80.3 billion cedis is going to be attained or achieved for 2022?
God willing, yes.
How much have you raised so far? This is Matthew.
In fact, I don't have figures. Me to be in.
All right. All right. So this is how we'll draw the curtain on Iron Port today here on Metropolitan Television. Tonight we've been discussing the role of ICUMS in the attainment of the 80.3 billion Ghana cedi revenue target that has been set by government for the Ghana Revenue Authority. With me in the studios for the discussion tonight has been Madam Esther Mekuji, who is the Systems Administrator at the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Tema Collection. I will say a very big thank you to her for coming to the studios tonight. I would also like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, as well as MPS. Remember, the show is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Many thanks to our executive producers, Madam Esther Jebidonko, and then Madam Nana Esi Soderberg. Indeed, the abridged version of the show will be aired on Ghana Television on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Make a date and watch that. My name is Kennedy Mona. I wish you a super week ahead. Thank you very much for joining us and have a super evening.